Silver is putting on a show today, and honestly, it's about time. We saw it enter a price discovery phase a few months back, and now it's making a real statement. But to truly grasp the magnitude of what's happening, we can't just look at the daily chart or even the weekly chart. We need to zoom out, way out, and look at the big picture. And I mean the really big picture. Let's talk about silver's price, but not in the way you usually hear it discussed. We're not just looking at the nominal price in dollars, we're going to adjust it for the money supply. This is a crucial step because the value of the dollar itself isn't constant. We've seen massive increases in the M2 money supply over the decades, which means each dollar is worth less than it used to be. So, pricing an asset in a unit that is constantly being devalued can give you a distorted view. When we adjust the price of silver for the M2 money supply, a truly astonishing picture emerges. What we see is not just a short-term rally. We are witnessing silver breaking out from a resistance level that has held firm for more than 45 years. Let that sink in. For almost half a century, this line has been the ceiling. Every time silver approached it, it got pushed back down. We saw attempts in the 1980s, another major push around 2011, and several other smaller tests along the way. Each time the bears won, but this time feels different. This isn't just a poke at the resistance line. It looks like a definitive, powerful breakout. When an asset breaks a multi-decade resistance level, it's often not just a minor event. It can signal the beginning of a major new secular bull market. The energy that has been suppressed for over 45 years is finally being released. Think of it like a coiled spring that has been compressed for decades and is now suddenly let go. The resulting move can be explosive. So why is this happening now? Well, there's a confluence of factors. First, as we've discussed, is the relentless expansion of the money supply. Central banks around the world have been printing money at an unprecedented rate, especially over the last decade and a half. This debasement of fiat currencies makes hard assets like silver and gold inherently more attractive as stores of value. People are starting to realize that the paper money in their bank accounts is losing purchasing power every single day. Second, there's the industrial demand side of the equation. Silver isn't just a monetary metal, it's a critical industrial component. It's essential for solar panels, electric vehicles, 5G technology, and countless other electronics. The green energy transition, which is a global priority, is incredibly silver-intensive. The demand from the solar industry alone is projected to skyrocket. And unlike gold, a significant portion of the silver that's used in industry is consumed and never recovered, effectively reducing the available above-ground supply. This creates a fascinating dynamic. You have growing investment demand from people seeking a safe haven from currency debasement. And at the same time, you have surging industrial demand from technologies that are shaping our future. This dual-source demand is putting a massive squeeze on a relatively small market. The silver market is notoriously tiny compared to gold or stocks. It doesn't take a massive inflow of capital to move the price significantly. What we're seeing on this adjusted chart is the market finally waking up to this reality. The 45-year resistance wasn't just a random line on a chart. It represented a long period where the forces of supply and demand were in a relative balance, or at least where price suppression was effective. The breakout suggests that this equilibrium has been shattered. Demand is now overwhelmingly outstripping supply, and the price is starting to reflect that fundamental imbalance. For investors who have been patient, who have been accumulating physical silver or silver-related assets, this is the moment they've been waiting for. This breakout is the validation of a long-held thesis. It suggests that silver is not just catching up to inflation, but it's beginning a period of significant outperformance. When you look at the gold-to-silver ratio, it's still at historically high levels, suggesting that silver is undervalued relative to gold. If that ratio starts to revert to its historical mean, silver will have to rally much more aggressively than gold. Now, of course, nothing moves in a straight line. We should expect volatility. After a major breakout like this, it's common to see a pullback to test the old resistance level, which should now act as support. This is often a healthy sign in a new bull market. It shakes out the weak hands and allows for consolidation before the next leg up. But the long-term message from this chart is incredibly bullish. It tells us that the previous all-time highs for silver, around $50 an ounce, are likely just the first stop. When you adjust those old highs for today's money supply, the real inflation-adjusted peak is much, much higher. We are in uncharted territory. The price discovery phase we entered a few months ago is now kicking into high gear. There is no historical resistance above us on this adjusted chart. It's blue skies ahead. This is a paradigm shift for the silver market. For 45 years, it has been a story of frustration and false starts. Now, it's a story of a fundamental repricing. We are moving from an era of perceived abundance to an era of recognized scarcity. The market is finally pricing silver not just as a commodity, but as a critical strategic metal and a timeless monetary asset in a world awash with fiat currency. The breakout from this 45-year base is a signal that you simply cannot ignore. It's a generational move that is just getting started. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our future updates on this developing story. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think this breakout means for the future of silver? Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.